quick update before we start this week. We had a problem with our camera while we were recording. It turned out fine on the camera, but when I took it off the camera and tried to edit the footage, it was cut into a few pieces, so it didn't really sync up to our audio we took from our mics. So we couldn't use the footage this week, unfortunately. Yeah, so we apologize for that. We'll get it up and running next week, hopefully. And yeah, I think I'm going to put this episode out on SoundCloud as well. I know a lot of people watch on YouTube, and you obviously can't close the screen and then continue listening. So I think I'm going to try put it on SoundCloud just for this one episode and see how many people listen to it, and then further try and figure out other options down the line as well. So enjoy this week's podcast. Apologize again, but enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast. How good?
How good?
How good?
How good? How's our week's been, boys?
Josh,
Me first?
you had a pretty eventful week, man.
Just working, standard
Down
stuff. Just learning the ropes at the bar, which is, it's a pretty easy job.
Was it
It's
busy?
really
on Friday?
straightforward. Well, the weird thing is that the first day I went in on a Wednesday, I'm like the runner sort of thing, which helps at the bar, but they also do other jobs. And they actually sent me home after 2 hours just because there was like no customers.
Oh, real.
So first day I arrived at 6, I was there for 2 hours, and then they're like, all right, we're going to send you home. I was like, whatever, like,
Easy money.
it's fine. Second day, Thursday, I was there for 3 hours. Thursday was a little bit more busy.
Yep.
And then
Thursday in Taka, right?
That's still really Thirsty Thursday?
well, actually, someone was telling me that the whole Taka scene has been wrecked by Bin Bin and Max closing down.
Yeah.
Because it used to be a big hub for students.
And they got booted because of like underage.
Yeah, exactly.
selling underage.
Yeah, like they just weren't strict enough with letting in underage people.
Yeah.
So
Commons pretty
stupid.
like good on kicking people out.
Commons has decent business, but you can definitely tell like the scene's pretty dead on some nights. Like we went that night
On that Friday night.
on a Friday night at like
11?
10:30,
Yeah, 10:30.
11, and there was like it was closing at that stage
It was fucking dead, mate.
Close.
It was
on a
dead.
Friday, right?
Yeah.
A bar closed.
I remember walking past and I was just like, why the fuck is this so empty?
I was not
Friday?
expecting that at all. I was expecting it to be popping off.
Yeah. And we were just like, fuck
But-
it. Let's go home.
Let's go, let's go home.
Let's go home, baby. Let's go home.
But on Friday, I was expecting a similar thing to happen. So I was actually texting a bunch of people telling them to come so that we could have a drink after my shift. And I asked Thomas and James to come through because I knew you guys couldn't come.
Yeah.
It was actually lucky that they said they couldn't come because I ended up working till like 12:30 that night.
So it was busy.
So it was busy on Friday. Like I got a lot of work. And yeah, working tonight again. So.
Damn. Tell us what it's like working as a bartender, bro.
It's pretty straightforward. The job that we used to do, sampling, it's got a similar feel in terms of like customer service.
Okay.
How you kind of have to be like
Happy all the time.
happy or like upbeat, like.
Well, you can't be like, what do you want for a drink?
Yeah.
What do you want, bro?
Really? You want that? You want
Yeah,
fucking
you want
drink?
that?
You sure?
Yeah.
A blowjob shop? What the fuck are you doing?
I feel like it's because it's just my first week, but I'm trying to be like real, like helpful and friendly and like all that stuff. But
secure the bag, bro. Get that
Yeah.
position locked in.
but I'm trying to. They've put me on, I think, one of the worst jobs. But he said that I'd have to learn on that one.
Wow, it's initiation technically.
It's the initiation, yeah. So the one I want to get is the daytime bartender because apparently it's quite quiet, but it's the nicer bar inside. And then if I'd finish at 6, straight afterwards, I would get like some guys to come around after work.
Wait, so which bar do you work at the Commons? Is the outside?
There's
one?
actually 3 bars.
Yeah,
So
there's
there's
the
the garden
upstairs,
one,
the
the upstairs one, and then there's a main bar.
Yeah.
So I've been working in the Commons, the garden bar.
Okay.
The garden bar. So
That's the one when you
outside.
first walk in, right?
Yeah.
that's the outside one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to like the DJ station or whatever. The DJ one's like by the stairs.
Yeah.
And then to the left of that is like the garden bar, right?
That's the main one, though, right?
That's where I would be.
It's where most people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The scenic one.
But yeah, I'd really be keen to get some of you guys to come around if I did a day shift because it's much easier.
No, I'll be.
You guys
around.
would come around like 6 or 7. And the reason is that if I work on that day, I get a free drink after, and I also get half price drinks on the day that I worked,
Oh, nice.
and I also get half price meals as well. So like
Anything
restaurant
else?
quality meals.
Anything else?
So those are some good savings right there.
Jesus.
But it got me
Goddamn.
thinking about a topic for today, which was work perks, because we
Work
had some
perks.
really good
We
work
had some good
perks.
ones at our one. They're not really
At our-
perks though, were they? Were they perks?
It's just like unexpected benefits
Okay.
to having the job.
Yeah.
I think I've
Um,
ever had a fucking work perk, honestly.
What, did
You
you not
worked
get
at-
to like take meat home or something?
Nah, bro, I didn't get shit from the Mad Butcher. We didn't get any. I like the occasional time we'd get like, they'd sometimes give us food on like a Sunday if we had to do like a barbecue or some shit.
Yeah.
But that wasn't to me. That was to like the butchers and shit.
Right.
So I didn't get shit, man. The only time I got anything was like during Christmas time.
Yeah.
My boss used to give us like a box of beer or some shit over Christmas. So I used to get
Okay.
like 24 bucks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
other
not
than
a
that,
lot of perks.
I
Yeah.
didn't get
Yeah.
many perks in terms of like, discount on meat and shit, which sucks. Because such a small business, I don't think they could really
Yeah.
afford to just be giving out, fucking
Discount.
20% off meat every time.
Yeah.
Like, they lose too much money. Because everyone would just buy meat all the time.
Yeah.
You go through and buy like $200 worth of meat and only spend like what, fucking $80
Half
or
price
some
or
shit.
something, Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the Mad Butcher's kind of a cheap establishment as well.
That's why they shut down.
It's shut down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Are
They
they
went
done?
They went into, well, at least the one I was working at went into liquidation.
Yeah.
I went into liquidation after I
After you left.
left. Yeah,
Oh,
a few months after I
that's a
left.
sign.
Yeah. You fucked it
Best
up, mate.
worker left.
You might.
Um,
Needed me.
I worked at Mad Butcher's for some shifts. We did Mad Butcher gigs,
Oh shit.
which was terrible.
What
But
brand was that? Was it Hellas?
that was one night in Mexico.
One night in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hello sausages.
Yeah, and dude, I was in one Mad Butcher store, and there were probably 4 customers in 4 hours.
Really? But
I
you went
shit
into
you
the one
not.
in like Northcote, right?
No, I was in Mount Roskill, Mad Butcher, which is right next to a
It's
supermarket.
across the road, is it?
It's the New World is like at the end of the street, and it's on the right of the New World,
Okay, yeah,
just
yeah.
down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time was this between though? Like what?
It was pretty peak time. It would have been like 3 to 7
On what day?
Jesus.
on like a Wednesday or something.
So 4
Yeah.
people.
I don't
And there
know.
were 4 people in total. Like I don't know.
Was it
Obviously,
the
didn't make any money.
hot sauce? The habanero sauce, whatever. Or you
It
actually-
was just one of those kids. I
Okay.
don't know.
Oh yeah. The taco kits, eh?
Mm.
Yeah. And you served 4 people.
Yeah, literally. Like I'd
4
watch
hours.
them come in and just like lock onto them because they were the only customers.
Hey, you there?
Just watch them approach.
You want to try my taco?
Yeah, and then like you're just prepping yourself because like you don't have a lot of customers, so you're like, I gotta get this guy to sample.
yeah.
So you've been waiting like 40 minutes. Hey man, would you like to try some tacos? No thanks, buddy.
And I get fucked.
Sweet. All right.
I've been waiting so long for this
Yeah, man.
moment.
The one I was working at wasn't like that dead. There'd be times
Yeah.
where it'd be fucking.
No, you were
dead.
at a busy one.
You're
I
in a
bet.
busy one because yours is like
Yeah.
right on
Yeah.
like just off the freeway.
Yeah.
People hitting home from work.
Oh, mate, the Mad Butcher.
Why do you think it shut down then?
The owners, quite frankly, cunts.
Okay.
They just
Karma.
straight up increased all prices, man. Just like on, like so. For instance, you sell like a body of lamb or some shit, or you buy a body of lamb. The percentage that they would take from it, which is like they just keep increasing that.
Right.
So our owners would, buy it, process it, all that shit, and then make like $10 off it, essentially.
Which is too much?
No, like it's fuck all. If you
Yeah.
deboning.
Oh,
a
from the
fucking
whole
lamb,
whole thing, yeah.
I don't know exactly how much it was, but let's just say it was something like $10, $20 sort of thing. Because I don't think
Yeah.
it was much at one point. It's just like it's fucked, man. Like, you don't make any money.
Hmm.
Because think about it, you're paying the butchers to also process
Yeah.
that body, right?
Yeah.
So the amount of money you pay an hour for them to do it is like the amount of money you're making on that whole fucking piece of lamb.
Mm. Damn.
sort of thing, right? Like,
Oh my god.
obviously you then sell the individual like packets and stuff, so you make a bit more, but you're not making enough to really like.
Yeah. So did
Not
they
too much.
increase the prices then? To try
Prices were
and,
going up on some things,
and
yeah.
people just stopped buying them or something. They stopped coming in.
Oh, people just also got lazy, man. Like, people would much rather just go to like Pack and Save or Countdown and do all their shopping in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You'd
true.
go in, get your veggies. You walk in, get your veggies, fucking fruits, all that shit, and then you'd go around to like the butcher section. You'd get all your meat, then you just go and do all your grocery shopping in one go. Like, fuck it, done.
Yeah.
Rather than, you go to a grocery store, get your groceries, and then go to like a fruit store, get your fruit and veggies,
store.
and then go to
Yeah.
another meat store to buy your meat.
Yeah.
Because that's what it used to be like, eh?
Mm.
I mean, I guess a lot of people, those like produce stores, like Simply Fresh and stuff, they're still quite popular.
Well, I think it's also because places like Pack and Save, and I'm not too sure about Countdown, but at least definitely Pack and Save, they actually have butchers now on site.
Yeah.
So what they're like processing is like good shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. It used to be shit because they used to just get
Right.
it all like bought in, like prepackaged.
They'll get it from Australia as well. I
Yeah.
heard, some places.
So they're actually making nice meat. So now people just go there because they know that there's actually
It's decent.
actual butchers.
Yeah.
Butchers,
Yeah. And people
So-
would never like, it just kind of clicked one time where it was like, people actually tried it and was like, oh, it's actually not bad.
It's understandable. Like, we've been having Pack and Save meat now ever since George worked there, and like we get some mean discounts. He gets some good work perks, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking about work perks, I'll start us off with one of our ones. I think the best perk that you would get from our job was the fact that some of the shifts could be cancelled.
Is that a perk, though?
That's definitely
I
a
guess it's
perk.
Okay, I guess
Like,
it's a perk.
I guess
there's not a lot of jobs because we were classed as contractors, right?
Ooh.
So the law with contractors is if you cancel within, what is it, like 48 hours
Yeah.
or something? If you have to cancel the work within 48 hours for whatever reason, we still get paid in full and we don't even have to show up for the shift. Which was like, you were hoping for those, like you're really hoping for them. How often do you reckon that would happen? I reckon like
I would say-
once every 2 months, once a month.
Oh, yeah. I'd say over the 4 years I've been doing it, I've probably been paid for a shift that got cancelled like, maybe 10 times.
Yeah,
That's a decent amount though. That's 10 times you didn't have to work and you got paid in full. Got
Yeah.
a whole day's wage.
exactly. It's like $120 a day.
Yeah.
So it's like
Easy, man.
they've just handed you like $1,000.
Grand.
It's
back.
essentially
grab yourself a fucking drink.
watch the money roll in.
Alright.
Damn, I made $1,000 off that. Like, I'm gonna go buy some boxes of beers.
Save the money. And the other obvious one is that we got to take sample stock home.
We take everything home that we don't
Yeah.
push out.
Oh, dude, I remember that one time you rocked up at my house, and you're like, I got some natural bars or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Oh,
was.
the nice and natural.
That's the naturals. Yeah.
And you was like, I got like boxes of them, and you just open your boot, man, and there was like honestly about 10 boxes
Yeah.
of just bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
like cardboard boxes that had
Cartons.
boxes inside.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, holy shit.
I never try to like keep stock for myself,
Yeah.
but some of the gigs that just give you way too much stock.
And you could take like, I don't know, like 3 or 4, just like.
Yeah, you could just take like 5 of them and give back like 10 back to the business, or
So
like,
you dropped it
or
on
they
the-
would often just say you can keep it as well. So
That's great. Free food, man. Or
Yeah.
Free supplements or whatever the fuck it is. You sell.
yeah, well, a bit of everything really.
Mm. You got some nice meat too, right? Got to take home some nice meat.
Yeah, depending on the demonstration and how it went.
Mm.
But like 8 times out of 10, I usually end up taking some home.
You get to take some home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if you do like prepare the last packet, you can just take it back and then cook it later.
Yeah.
Have like 4 pieces left over a 6-piece packet.
I never really did that. to
No,
be
you just
honest.
threw it out.
I just threw them out because it
Okay.
was like it'd been sitting out.
But
and
if you cook it on the same day, it should be fine.
yeah, you know what it was though? It's because I'd been cooking meat for like 6 hours, and I didn't want to go home and like cook
more.
another piece of meat.
Just put it in the
So-
freezer though.
I mean, I could have, but I'm pretty lazy when it comes to those things.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough. Well, anyway, how's your week been, Liam?
Oh man, didn't get the job that I
Yeah, man.
was talking
Yeah.
about last time.
I feel you on
that sucks,
one.
man. But well done on getting. What did you get to?
I
The
got
final.
top 5 out of like 180 candidates.
That's
which I
fucking
was
good.
I was
That's
like
really
stoked
good.
about because I saw the email and I saw like you see the notification stuff and you're like you see like work at blah 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 and I was like It's like 5 p.m. on like a Monday.
Yeah.
I've waited the whole day, just like sitting there, just like
Yeah.
waiting to hear back from these
Yeah.
guys. And then 5 p.m. hits and they email you and it's like, hey Liam, thanks again for coming in. And I couldn't see the bloody, like, from the notification, it didn't indicate anything about my job at all.
Right.
So I had to like sit there and be like,
You had to read the whole email.
Yeah.
swipe open on the email. And then I keep going down. It's like, we had 5 really great candidates narrowed down. And each of them has really good, personality traits and they're really nice people. But we couldn't give all 5 of you the job.
Yeah.
And I was
Why
like-
not?
And then it was
Just
like,
like-
yeah, we regret to inform you that you didn't get the job and stuff. And what bothered me, I was like,
You were texting me like during the day. You're like, have you heard anything yet? And I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
yeah, because we were supposed to hear about it on the same
You
day.
guys were both waiting on the
Bro, I
same
was
day
like, I
for
was
jobs.
like, dude, I'm like too scared to go like take a shit. Too scared to like hop on the toilet and then get a phone call. You just hear my voice echoing in the phone, like, yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, yeah.
Hey Mitch, are you still interested in
Yeah.
the job? Oh, yes.
Yikes,
Oh, I'm excited for it.
Wait 1 sec.
dude.
I need a wipe.
Imagine if they started the email with congratulations on being selected to the top 4, and you just saw congratulations.
Congratulations on making top 5.
I'm
But you
I
don't
got
get a job.
An email though. Like I got a phone call.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get a phone call.
Yeah, I got a phone call and the guy's just like, so I got some bad news. I'm just like, I felt like hanging up.
Thanks,
And
mate.
you're just like,
He's like, oh fuck it.
you just go, oh fuck's sake, and he's like, oh, my fucking mum died. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Did I get my job though?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your mum. Did I get the job?
Yeah, no, I was like,
I've got some good news and bad news. What's the good news? My mum is cancer free as of today. What's the
that's
bad
great.
news? You didn't get the job, mate.
oh, okay.
What's the good news? You didn't get the job. What's the bad news? My fucking mum's died.
Fuck, man. Nah, but it's just all like moving on now. Just
Yeah,
fucking
I think what disappointed me the most about the job was like, I'm sitting there, I'm reading the email, and there's like 4 other dudes who got the same email, and they're like, damn. And then there's just some like,
happy chappy.
some like other 20-year-old just like, oh mum, I got the job, and then mum like, oh yes, and he's like bloody dancing around the house. It was fuck, I was so gutted, man. It was such a
Yeah.
good position, but
Yeah.
it's like hard getting a foot in the door, man.
Oh, it is, bro. It came down to me and one other person, and they gave it to them based on them having more experience than I did.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, like you got down to the last 2 and then you took the experienced person.
The
like,
thing about experience that I don't like is from a coding point of view, you know, like the languages, and then you go in, you apply your knowledge. When you're there applying your knowledge, you're going to be learning from them anyway. They're
Oh,
going
of
to obviously
course.
have to teach you like what the hell to do at the job.
yeah, because every business is different. The way they do shit probably, I don't know how coding works, but
So you work in a team, and then you add modules and consistently add features to like code logs. But the thing about experience in computer science, it baffles me for like grad roles, which they give it like even in your point of view, like you're gonna learn how to use the software anyway.
yeah.
So what does experience have to do with that? Unless they have experience in the same software, but you're gonna teach them anyway.
I think it's just literally the fact they just can't be fucked trying to teach someone.
Yeah.
Like they just don't want to waste. Because think about it, from their
Yeah.
perspective, it's a cost to them because they got to pay you to work for them.
Oh yeah, it's a
and
big
if
cost.
you
yeah.
got to learn all their system, the way they do things. If you're a grad, like most of the time, like you haven't implemented your studies into an actual practical situation.
Yeah.
So like you've still got to figure that out. So for them, it's like a massive just cost because for like 3 months roughly, they're going to be paying you to work, and it's not going to be bringing them in any money.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they take the experienced person because it's just not as big of a cost to them.
Yeah. It saves them a bunch of time, eh?
Yeah. But it's just shit. Because it's like you get turned away from like that, but it's like I can't change not having experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you're turning me away for something I have no. Like,
that's the catch-22,
effect
isn't
on.
it? Like all jobs need 2 years of experience, but how do you get
Experience
the
without
experience?
experience.
Yeah.
without experience.
It's so retarded, man.
We'll like written in the details will say like desirable like experience, and then you go to the job and it's like, oh, we gave it to the guy who had experience. It's like, well, I don't fucking desire you anymore.
no
This is
shit.
a grad role, and you're gonna need 2 years experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
excuse me, how am I meant to get a fucking 2 years experience while studying at university?
We have a graduate role opening. You need 6 years experience. So if you weren't working in
And
high
your
school,
masters.
You're not getting the job.
yeah.
Well, other than the shit situations with our jobs, what have you been up to this week?
I had I don't want to call it a mini promotion of my job, but I don't technically do like the demonstrating stuff. Well, not at the moment.
Well, you've got a more advanced role.
It's essentially, I call it advanced, but it's basically that I go around stores and check up on people.
Have you had any? Have you caught people doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing?
Not really, no.
No.
What
Well,
are you doing
one
under
of
that table there, sir?
one of the dudes, one of the dudes I was training, he had like I don't know, like a couple of unbuttoned.
Oh,
buttons
come
his
on,
shirt,
man.
and
Oh, you prick.
Did you send him home?
Send him home. No, I
How
told him to
dare
take his
you.
shirt off.
Get the rig out.
Yeah.
Get the fucking rig out. No, everyone's been pretty good. They're usually pretty good with not letting the people do the ones that we did. If they do like one shift, they're either like good, really good at it, which all the people I went and saw were, and then if they're not good at it, and it's like, all right, you're not doing that again.
Yeah.
So,
Do you get to see any like behind the scenes stuff that I
Well,
wouldn't have known?
working in the office, I mean, you get to see all like the cool people that you barely even
Yeah.
see. You
that
see them for like 5 seconds and they're already on the phones. But
Yeah.
I've been on the phones and stuff this week. I did a couple of days on the phones, like just calling supermarkets and
Oh really?
checking up on like demonstrations and seeing if they're good to go and stuff. And it's like the same. Yeah, it's pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
It's not something I enjoy, but I just need the money at the moment, to be honest.
At the moment, yeah.
I'm
Just something to do during the day as well. I'd rather not sit at home like and just like
Yeah.
watch a show. I'd rather actually go out and make money.
That's why I got this bar job, because I was like just sitting at home. I was just like between jobs, between stuff, but I just worry that that the place like relies on their employees too much, because ideally I'd work at the bar for like 2 months and leave, but they've had a lot of people leave. Like there's a lot of turnover in hospital, but at the same time, like I don't know how long they're expecting me to work for. Like,
because
this
it's
is-
stressful, man.
yeah.
Like, it might not be stressful now, but it might be stressful, especially when like shit picks up.
Mm.
If you're gonna be serving a lot of people, man, it's gonna be stressful.
Yeah, no, it is gonna be tough for sure.
But nah, you'll be alright. You know your
Yeah.
drinks.
Have you made anything like weird yet?
Nah, because I'm not doing cocktails. Cocktails are on a different bar, unfortunately.
Damn.
But he said I'd be working there eventually
Okay.
on the cocktail bar. So
Have you read their cocktail list?
I have.
It's
Yep.
extensive.
Yep. They got a lot of cocktails, and they're all in like a laminated book. So
Really? So
yeah,
they don't get
like
dirty or
yeah. So you just like if
Spill
you see a
something.
cocktail, you don't know how to make it. You just open the book, you find it, you learn how to make it essentially.
Yep.
But
Fair enough.
that's the process.
that's like the
yeah.
Bible of like a bar, right? You wouldn't want to be seeing like reading the fucking Bible at a church if you don't know like the lines, right?
I mean, it's it's a little bit.
Wow.
It can look
Someone asks you,
unprofessional.
Oh,
They can't see behind the bar, can they?
Can I get a tail
No.
cocktail? And it's like, I don't know how to make that. Let me just
Tail
get my
cock.
laminated book out, and you just start sifting through like, and then you're like, there it is. Let me just do this.
Yeah.
You need to get that on. record.
Easy on the
Just saying.
pour there.
That was a heavy pour.
That's
I
not
wasn't
a
even
heavy
looking
pour,
at that. I
mate.
was like,
That's not heavy. Come on.
that's already more than 20% of your glass.
Nah, I should be right.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about. I did have a little topic before we get into a segment, because we do have another segment this week,
Yeah.
Okay.
another competition. But I was thinking about overtraining, because we all
man.
did
I've been
sports
doing
at
heaps.
quite a high level. And I think overtraining is really comes into play when it's a competitive sport. Because I know you quit karate straight out of high school, right?
I quit. No, I still competed.
Oh no, you did a little bit, but you've
I competed. My last competition was 2016.
First
Oh,
year.
yeah, I think it was first year.
I think it was 16. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was first year at uni, because that's the year I did my weight cut.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
after that, I was kind of just like, I went to train, and then I was like, I'm gonna have to make this weight cut like pretty much every time if I want to fight seniors, which I did want to do. So I was like, I'm gonna have to either maintain like sort of like 64 kilos, so I only need to lose like 4 kilos, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to like get way bigger and cut to like under 67.
Yeah.
So like at this stage, I'd be happy to be cutting to under 67.
Yeah.
But-
You wouldn't be able to do that weight cut now, would you?
I could if I fucking started
If
early.
you needed to.
If I
Yeah.
could if I started early. It's not. It's really like people cut a lot more.
Yeah.
I've seen people cut a lot more, but I just don't have it in me anymore. I was gonna be fucked. I could
You're
be
pretty
probably
much done with
training.
the sport. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just too much training, too much time. Like I was more focused on studying and going to work and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was also. How many days of work were you training during
Days
high
of-
school? How many
During
how many
high
days
school?
a week were you training during high school? Yeah.
During high school, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'd sometimes do a weekend. Like I might do Saturdays, and then at times, if like a tournament's coming up, would have like training camps. So they would normally be like on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So I was training like, minimum 4 times a week. So like,
Mm.
and then that was just going to the dojo and training. Like that's not doing your own gymming or your
Yeah.
own fitness or cardio or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say the trainings were like that big, to be honest. Like I went to training probably about 7 p.m. I'd be home by like sort of like just after 9:30.
Okay, that's
Like
pretty
only
good.
like 2-hour training, but
Yeah.
it's like at that point of the night, like 7 to 9 o'clock at night. It's just like by the time you get
Exhausted,
home,
bro.
bro, you're just like fuck. I just want to go to sleep, man.
Yeah.
Face down on the bed, like that's it.
Yeah, man.
Straight in.
You're just fucking sore. If you come home with a fucking injury, you're just like fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I just gym now. Bro, I want you to guess my favorite fucking the person you think it might be or who you might think it is a person you won't have guessed. My favorite gym person, like buddy I've had that I've trained
Gym
with
buddy?
a few, person that I've gymmed with a few times that I've thoroughly like loved the gym session and just the workout in general and like we've done it a few times.
Elliot.
No, I've never gymmed. I've never gymmed with Elliot. No, I've never gymmed with Elliot.
I do remember
Would I
you
know
telling me.
Yeah, of course you'd know him.
Oh,
It's somewhat of our friend group.
okay.
I do remember you telling me someone recently that you worked out with. Is it someone recent?
It's someone that we're friends with.
Angus.
Nah,
Nah, it
it's
wouldn't be Angus.
James Watt.
James Watt.
Really?
Bro, James Watt training was fucking awesome. That motherfucker, I don't know what it is about him, but he had his mindset on just training, man. Like, just going 100%. Like,
Yeah.
we'd go in, we'd have our sets, right? So I'd do, like, my 10 reps or whatever the fuck you want to do. Then he'd go do his 10 reps, and then we'd, like, chat, laugh for maybe, like, 10 seconds, 15 seconds sort of thing.
Always.
And then straight back to it, bro. Like, hardly any talking, just fully,
Damn.
like,
Yeah.
he'd ask me, like, oh, should I do this, do that? But it was fucking good, man. Like, we'd have,
Bro.
like, full-on, like, hour and a half sessions, and there'd be, like, hardly any talking, just, like, full-on training. And I was like, this is great, man.
That's like the
I love
exact
these trainings.
opposite. Exact opposite of me and Ben's trainings.
Oh, you
Back
guys
in
were
the day.
fucking frustrating. You guys just kept talking,
But
like,
it was fun though.
sharing, like, videos with each other. Oh,
I'm having
I
fun.
couldn't stand it, man. Like, sharing videos with each other. Like, oh, you see this? It's like, dude, show me after. Like, I just want to train.
Yeah.
But no, I love training with James, man. I haven't trained with him in a while. Like, last time I trained with him was when I was, like, we gymmed, I think, 3 or 4 times, and it was fucking good every time.
Well, he definitely needs to hit the gym, James, because he told me he came back to Auckland. To be fair, he was doing a master's,
Yeah.
so he was like he didn't really have time to work out, and it was quite stressful. But he came back at like 57 kgs
That's fucking crazy.
this summer back to Auckland. So
Is that a lot?
But I don't know if gymming is...
what do you
like,
think?
I don't know. I'm so
57
bad with weights. dude.
57 kgs is
57
tiny,
kilos,
bro.
That's fucking tiny.
Oh,
Dude,
that's low weight.
You know when I was cutting weight for my tournament and you saw how skinny I was?
Yeah.
Bro, when I weighed in, I was the same weight as James.
Jesus.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was skinnier when I weighed in than when you guys were seeing me.
Yeah.
That's like
Yep.
that would be the bottom like 1 or 2% for our age group. About that.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that,
Yeah.
to be honest. Unless we looked at some proper stats, but...
Well,
From
we're
our
just- yeah, we don't need stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's... I don't know if gymming is, like, a main reason for that. Like, does he eat a lot of food?
No, it's eating. It always comes back to eating.
Yeah, man. He doesn't eat a lot.
I don't eat a lot, and we basically did like similar degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 6'3" though, which definitely helps.
Yeah.
Got the build.
Yeah, that helps, man. Like, how much do you weigh?
Just over 80, I think.
If you want to be secretive.
Yeah, no. I weigh like, I think I weigh 82.
80? Oh, yeah.
When my brother went to the States, we're basically the same height. Like, you eat fuck tons over there. And then he was basically gymming like every day. He came back looking like a fucking cobra.
Nice. Good on.
And he was like, I think he went 93 or something? 94?
Fuck. Holy shit.
He went up. He went up to the 90s for sure. And yeah,
That's big.
He was big. And he's always kept the same build as well. But
Yeah.
I just can't put on weight. My metabolism is just insane and I don't eat well. So
Yeah. Well, I think it's just, regular eating. Obviously, training is going to help you put on fucking weight because muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah.
But you're only like, so you're 80 kilos.
yeah.
You're only 8 kilos heavier than me.
Yeah. See, I don't weigh him that
And I'm
much at all.
5'7".
I've got barely like any muscle on me. It's just all.
It's all tennis muscle, right? You got very
I mean,
specific
Lean
muscles.
muscle.
It's very like concentrated muscle.
Concentrated in
Concentrate.
the right places.
Because like, you're like 63?
I'm like 64, 5
Yeah.
ish,
But you weren't.
which is still light.
You were bigger when you came back from the US, right?
I was bigger, yeah.
You were like 60 before going.
Before I went, I was. Some days I'd be like 59, 60, which is like really light. And I gained like a lot of weight over there. Also, I live right next to a gym as well, which is awesome. Like, so easy just to be able to walk 30 seconds to the gym.
Yeah.
Even less. Like, that helps a lot. And plus, the meal system over there was like a buffet.
Yeah.
So you never had to worry about like not getting enough food in,
Yeah.
which definitely helps. But I've also figured out how to get like real big meals at home.
Yeah.
Like, if you just start with either a brown rice or a whole grain pasta,
Yeah.
that's, if you do a big serving, you've already got like 40 grams of protein
Yeah.
because it's brown, and then you can add like a tuna, and you can just make it any size you want, and you can make like 2 servings. And so that's what I've been doing now, and I've been around the same weight.
Swap out, like if you want to keep it like lean, you don't want to have like too much, like fats and shit. Cut out that and add like couscous. Couscous is so lean, bro. Like, you can have like a cup of couscous and it'll be like a whole plate of couscous.
Yeah.
It's pretty bland, but you add seasoning to it. Add like chicken, whatever you want, fish.
Yeah.
Couscous salads are
Good
good.
tips.
I like those.
Yeah, man. That's what I was doing when I was waking up.
Another diet.
Another diet.
Another diet.
But you guys don't need to cut weight. You guys need to probably put on weight.
Put on weight,
Shouldn't-
definitely. It just comes down to eating enough, sleeping enough, and exercising.
Keeping a balance.
Sleeping is definitely a big part, and I don't think I get enough sleep,
Yeah.
to be honest.
True.
What do you average? What's your like average sleep?
Fuck.
Dude, at the moment, like, because I'm not working, obviously, I'm not in like a legit schedule. I'm probably gonna sleep like midnight, like every night.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Like, I'm in bed at like 10, but I don't get to sleep till probably like midnight at least.
Yeah.
So then I'm waking up. Like, I'll wake up at probably about 8 a.m. and then I'll fall asleep for an hour and wake up. Like, I don't get out of bed till maybe like 9:30, but I actually wake up at probably about 8 and then I just fall asleep for another hour.
Yeah.
But
So you probably get plenty of sleep then.
yeah,
You need
I
like
don't know.
8 to 9
Yeah.
generally.
I still
But-
like more sleep. I'd rather go to sleep, fall asleep sort of like 10:45, and then wake up at like 8 o'clock, 8:30. It's
Yeah.
like a way better sleep.
Yeah, because I get about 8 and 9 hours as well. But the problem is that lately, especially, I've been going to bed at like 3 or even 4 a.m. sometimes.
It's
And
weird how that works, eh? I feel like I would just rather stay awake at night.
yeah,
than
I'm
be
definitely
up in the morning and early.
Yeah, if I wake up early in the morning, I just get out of bed, sit down, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do?
Just waiting for the night.
I'm just like waiting for something to start.
But I love more. My
But-
favorite part of the day is like breakfast.
I really want to get into that routine.
I love breakfast, man. Like waking up, having a coffee, having breakfast.
Yeah,
just sitting
for
down,
sure.
Like, watching YouTube, watching a TV show, just like chucking on like
Yeah,
something on the TV and just like sitting back and having like a coffee and breakfast, man. It's
Nah,
definitely
for
like my
sure.
favorite part
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah.
Or in my sense.
if I had a good routine that I liked, I'd definitely be keen. Especially getting up around sunrise, I think is an
Sunrise
awesome time.
I think it's probably better for your body as well, just
Yeah.
being able to see the sun.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, even though I get 8 or 9 hours, there's definitely a difference in sleep quality
Yeah.
between sleeping at like 11 or 12 and sleeping at like 3 or 4, even if you're still sleeping 8 or 9 hours, there's like a huge difference in quality between how good your sleep is. So that's something I definitely need to sort out.
In uni,
in the next
towards the end of my degree, like last semester was so bad. I was sleeping like 5.5 to 6 hours a night.
Yeah.
Because I'll do like assignments. I'll go to bed at like 2 a.m. and then wake up the next morning. I got class at 9.
Fuck, I don't know how you guys like studied and did assessments at like fucking midnight.
I can only do them then. I
Holy
can't.
shit.
I can't
No, I work
study in the
best
morning
that
at
time.
all.
I don't know
can't
how you
study
guys
in the
do that,
morning at all.
man.
If I get up in the morning at like 30 minutes after I've just woken up, I'm like, I'm not studying. I can't do it.
See, I find that the best part. That's the easiest part. Like I can't study past like 8 p.m.
Really?
It gets to 8 p.m. and I'm just like, my brain is just like, I'd rather just like lay in bed or lay on the couch and just like watch a movie or like watch a TV show and just like fucking chill out. Like my brain just shuts off. I don't want to.
Okay,
See,
again,
that's why I switch on.
No, again, ideally that is almost the way I'd prefer to have it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've done your work, end of a long hard day, you can just relax in the evening.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
But at the same time, I always submit assignments, or I always start assignments like the night before it's due, because
So that one's
firstly, I work
really?
best. I work best at the nighttime hours, which is similar to you.
It's only because you work nighttime. You don't know anything else.
I mean, I've tried to work during the day.
It's not the same, eh?
But it's also like when you know it's due. I work.
Sense of urgency, yeah.
It's like not even urgency. It's just that I work so much better with a time deadline. Like my quality of work is a lot better, and
How do you know your quality is better if you only do?
like I have worked on time in the past,
Right.
like, but something about that period of time just before something's due, I get like so locked in, and I can work so much harder.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So that's just I just got into the habit of always doing it at that time.
Yeah. I think it's also like your level of like your stress level. Like for instance, I fucking hate being like just under stress. Like if you're gonna put me in like you need to get this done like fucking right now, so then it's like oh shit, like you gotta leave me some time to sort of like plan it out. So like I would always submit assessments honestly like 3 days early.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can do that.
I'd
Yeah.
always submit assessments early, man, because I'd spend, say you had 3 weeks to do it, right? It's like when I was doing my co-op, I'd have say 3 weeks to submit my first assessment. I would spend like the first week only doing research.
Yeah.
So I'd go online and I'd just find like, you know, websites or book references or whatever it might be, and I'd just literally copy the link into a Word template, or what do you want to call it? And I'll just save that as like references. So then then the week after that, I would go and look at the questions and look what I needed to write. And I'd just go, all right. And I'd always, and when I had my reference page, I would have like, okay, this is references to question 1, references to question 2. So then I would go in and I'd be like, all right, I'll answer question 1 today. And I would go and spend like 2 days doing that question. And I would go have all my references already there. So I just click on the reference and then just answer the question, boom, 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 do it all. So then by the 3rd week, when that's the week of like sort of like finalizing, I just review everything, like add references if I needed to increase the word count.
Yeah.
If I wanted to add just references in general, I'd go and find some stuff. If I wanted to change some things, I'd spend a whole week like just going over it. And then by the time, you know, it was like 2-3 days out, I'd be like, I'm happy with what I've got. Like I'm not going to do anything more. So I'd either submit it or I'd just wait till the submission date and then just submit it.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. I think part of the reason that I keep things so late is because if I did finish something 3 days before it was due,
I'll second guess myself.
I'm quite a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I would spend the exact same amount of time doing that work, and then I'd probably do it over again in the time that I have free. So it really helps if once something's finished, it's finished, to just be able to like do it. It's a decent level, and then like you just don't have to worry about it anymore.
See, I'm such a bad second guesser when it comes to like submitting stuff early.
Yeah.
If I submit something 3 days early, and someone like one of my other friends is still doing the assignment and stuff, I'd be thinking like, oh, like
That's the thing. I'd be communicating with them the whole time. I'd be like, "Yo, what did you do for this sort of thing? Like, how did you answer this?" So like, we're both like, I know sort of what he's or whoever it is like doing. So it's like we're not obviously not copying each other, but you know that you're on the right level, so it's like you're not really second guessing yourself. Well, at least I wasn't, because I knew that I was answering similarly, like it was pretty similar to what he was answering.
Yeah.
But if you're a perfectionist, how was doing it last minute a perfectionist job? Like, you're rushed.
Well, I don't actually want to be a perfectionist, to be honest. Like,
Even if you are, you're
Well,
you're
like-
allowing yourself less time to do something.
it's just that I would always. It's hard to say, but it's more that if I'd finished it early, I would always be thinking about like what more could I do.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like what
I
else?
understand that. I see that.
Because I'm always thinking about like what else can I do to make it better, or like should I have done this, or should I have finished this?
Yeah.
And especially now, I just like doing stuff and then having it done, and I like doing stuff as they come up, especially,
Right.
you know. And in a weird way, it does teach you a really good skill to like work well under time pressure. Like, I remember my first set of exams at Westlake, I was like sweating, like shaking, like I couldn't like do a single thing under that time pressure. And now I've had like final uni assignments, and there's been like 30 minutes to go, and I've just been like happy, like doing my work, got like an A in it or something. And that's just a skill that I've developed from always being used to needing something done by a certain time, and just knowing like exactly what I have to do to finish something in that time frame.
Yeah, so that was like how I tackled some of my stuff as well. Just knowing what you have to do, you kind of build like a time frame in your head of how much
Yeah.
time you actually need to allocate.
Yeah, exactly. Like what
Yeah.
you need to get done.
Wouldn't you feel more comfortable though if you like, say for instance, like obviously you don't have to write down your plan, but say for instance you're writing down like, okay, this week I'm gonna do this, next week I'm gonna do that, or this day I'm gonna do question 2 or whatever it might be. Like, you just know that you're gonna be like, you know, you're under control of everything that's going on, because
Yeah.
you know everything that technically is gonna happen.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I don't really like plans. I really don't stick to plans.
I'm the same.
And for me, having like exact things scheduled, I just don't like.
I just don't stick to it.
Yeah,
I
never
one
stick to
day,
it.
like I remember last semester, I spent a day where I planned out my week, like put in all my classes in my calendar.
I
put in,
do
like,
this at the start of
gaps
every semester.
between
Yeah.
where I could go like, oh, I could organize a lunch there. I could do like study then for like 2 hours
Yeah.
and then go get food. Day one, I didn't go to class. I didn't stick to
First
like,
problem.
anything. I didn't stick to anything
The first thing.
because something always comes up, and I feel like that's just, you cannot plan a week ahead not
Right.
knowing how you're gonna be
I
by
don't.
Friday.
I don't mean like saying like, okay, next week, fucking Wednesday, I'm gonna do
Wednesday,
this
2
question.
p.m.
But it's
Yeah.
like you sort of like have a rough estimate of like what you're gonna be doing. So it's like, for instance, if you know if you're got an assessment during like uni and you're doing classes, it's like, you know when your classes are, you know when you have free time, you know, like in that free time you're either gonna be hanging with someone else, you're catching up with someone, you're gonna be either studying or doing an assessment or getting food or some shit, right? Like, there's not any other shit you can really do in that period of time. So it's like, you know, okay, I got 2 hours spare. I'm just gonna spend that 2 hours just fucking around typing some shit on my assessment just to see what I come up with.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me, at least. I got into like a schedule, so it's like I knew. So for instance, every Thursday I'd have like a 3-hour break. So it's like, I'm gonna do my assessment at a 3-hour break.
Okay.
It's just like, I knew, it's
Yeah.
like, what else am I gonna really do? I'm gonna either sit down and watch a TV show in the middle of university, or I'm gonna like,
Yeah.
all my friends were like busy, so I was like, I can't catch up with someone.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I got into like, it was more just like a routine, you know, like every Thursday I'd be like, sweet, I'm just gonna smash out fucking 2 hours of my assessment, and then last hour I'll just go get some food or get a coffee or some shit. I don't
What's
know.
the hardest assignment you guys have ever done?
Last assessment? Oof. I remember I had it was like a group assessment in my second year. I think it was I can't remember if my second. It was either my second year or I think it was the first semester of my second year. It was for like a management accounting paper, and it was a group assessment, and so we all like got the the assessment and shit, and I'm looking at the assessment and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I had no fucking idea what was going
Excuse
on.
me, sir. Have we learned this yet?
Dude, my teacher was ass. He was so shit. But I just honestly, like, and like not being racist, but he was like Indian, and I couldn't understand anything he was saying.
No, that's not racist.
I had
I
a
couldn't
teacher like
understand
that
what he
as
was
well.
saying, man.
yeah.
So I just zoned out and we only had like one class, and then the workshop would just be going over the shit we did in the lecture.
Yeah.
And the lecture was like fucking 2 hours long, and I didn't understand anything he was saying.
Mm.
So when I got to the assessment, I was like, I have no idea what's going on. So I'd be talking, and luckily my group was like a bunch of my mates. So I'd like be talking to them, and I was like, yo, I'm fucked. I have no idea what's going on. So they'd be like helping me and be like, all right, you need to do this, do that. I'm like, sweet. So I'd go and do it. But dude, I just had, for some reason, I don't know what it was. It was the only assessment I ever had at uni where I literally just sat down and I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, I don't understand what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's fucking going on. But
Wow, I have not felt that way in a
it
long
was the
time.
only assessment I've ever had. Like, ever since that, I've like done assessments and I've had no issue. I've been getting like, you know,
Yeah.
A's and shit. Like assessments I found was so much easier than doing exams because I suck at exams. But
Yeah,
that was the only assessment, man. And I felt like a piece of shit because I knew exactly what it's like being in a group where there's someone in the group that's a cunt and doesn't do shit,
Okay.
or they don't know what they're
Yeah.
doing, and you're just like,
It's
man,
relatable.
you're so useless. Like, you're not even helping the group at
Yeah.
all, so you might as well
Yeah.
not even get a grade. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
so I felt like that sort of person, but it's like I wasn't doing it because I didn't give a shit. I just did it because I didn't understand what was going on.
Right.
But I did everything I could do, and I did everything that they asked me to do. So
Yeah.
What's your hardest?
I haven't felt that way in a long time because my degree it's not straightforward, but it's not. I've always felt that way with like numbers and like accounting. So I had the last time I can remember was like accounting back in first year, trying to like balance ledgers and all that shit, and like just looking at it. That's probably not it. What is it? Balancing.
well, a ledger. It's
Yeah. Okay.
not much. It's only like 3 things:
That's pretty straightforward. Right? Anytime numbers have to like
debit, credit.
work out all that stuff, that would be like the most hard for me to understand. But we did quite a cool project in my 3rd year of university. We had a paper that counted as 2 semesters, and it was in 1 semester, and we had to work with Genesis Energy.
Okay.
And Genesis came in, and then they gave us a whole bunch of resources on how their business operates,
Yeah.
and like all the rules and regulations around like selling electricity and like business to business electricity selling. They gave us all these resources, and then they said, all right, we want you to create a 3-year strategy report for us, and then we want you to come into our headquarters and present it to our board of directors.
I've done an assessment like that before. I
Yeah.
did it when I was on exchange. I did
Really?
strategic management paper.
Yeah, and it's such a great, like, that's definitely one of the most beneficial things I've done.
Yeah.
It was definitely the hardest thing,
Oh, yeah,
obviously.
It's hard
But-
because there's no like, well, unless I don't know if it was different for you, but at least the teacher I had is like, there's like the marking, you know, criteria, but at the end of the day, it's like you got to mark
Yeah.
based on what they come up with. So the marking criteria changes with whatever idea you come up with in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. And the
That affects
teachers
rubric.
Yeah.
won't help you much on a project like that
Yeah.
as well.
Because they can't. It's like,
Yeah,
because it's all just like, you know, critical thinking and
critical thinking and yeah.
creative ideas, you know?
So we had like very little teacher help, but we had a really good group, and the way we broke it down, like we were working consistently all through the semester. That was the most onto it I've been that year. And although it was hard, we ended up getting a really good grade. We got like 40 out of 40 for the report,
Yeah.
which was like a bloody good
Fuck,
grade.
I love getting those grades in groups, man.
In groups, yeah, such
And
a
you
good
know
feeling.
that like the whole group did it. Like I had that in I think it was an audit group. Man, it was so good because like we all were just like working together like real fucking
Good
nicely.
team. Yeah.
And when you got, I think we got like a plus. It was fucking good, man.
Mm.
Because you just know that like
It's a really
everything
rewarding
you did
feeling.
was just
Yeah.
like good. It was
Yeah.
it's such a good feeling, man.
Yeah, my hardest assignment. Oh, you're good, bro.
Yeah, what was your one?
My hardest assignment. So it was in my last semester. You'll probably have no idea what the hell I'll be talking about for like
Still
the
with
next 5
coding?
minutes.
Then,
Yeah. So we got given a.
do you lift dumbbells with it?
It's got numbers. So with coding, we got given this language called Prolog, which is stands for programming logic. So
I didn't know that.
There you go.
That's the first thing you're gonna learn.
What else is there to learn?
So we got given the task to write code which basically took a map, like a road network, like say in top, like right here to like top of the street, and then blah blah blah. And you got given a road network, and you had to find the shortest path from 2 points in that road network. So you get to from this point to the end point and then back in the shortest amount of time.
Yeah.
And so I thought in my head, I was like, okay, this is, it's relatively straightforward. I've done this before in like a different language.
Yeah.
But this language that we used, man, it's one of the dumbest languages I've ever used. So in like computer science, in most traditional languages, when you write like a single line, you can save a thing called like a variable. Okay. So you can hold a place in memory which stores data that you've imported into that variable. In this language, you can't do that. So you don't use memory at all on your computer. It basically saves nothing about your code log that you have. It just runs down.
Yeah.
And so the way that the thing runs is based on truth. So it takes these things called predicates.
I have no fucking idea where you're going.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You lost me at the whole fucking line data.
Okay. So when you run through like...
Josh looks at me, he's just like, are you getting this?
When you run through code, you start from the top and you reach the bottom. That's how code works. So each step you take down in this language has to be true, and it's like that in most languages. So you have like one line, say like, Josh is Japanese. It's true, so it goes to the next line.
That's true.
But if that's false, then it jumps out and it like kills it.
Yeah, but how does the computer know if that's true? Like
you clarify that to it. You write your own. So you'd have things at the top saying like Josh, Japanese. You have this like brain. So it was for an artificial intelligence paper.
So do you create like the brain at the start?
Yeah.
And then create like
You create the stuff.
the root at the bottom.
It's like kind of like a diagnostic system.
sounds like a smart code.
This shit up,
Sounds
man.
like a smart.
I can do this shit.
So you write all the stuff at the top. Say we had like from this part of the road network you can get to this one, and then from that part of the road network you can get to the other one, and then so on and so forth. And you have all these links between roads.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you'd come into the first one, and then it would be, you go from this road to this road. Is that true? And then the computer's like, yep, that's true. You go on to the next one.
Okay. And
so we got given that assignment, and then there was like a group of 6 of us in the class, maybe 7, and we were like, what the fuck are we doing? So we get given these things, and we get given these things in our assignments called skeleton codes. So it's where the teacher gives you the assignment, essentially like a whole assignment, but they cut out sections of it. They just remove entire modules of it for you to fill in. So you're reading your lecturer's code, which say you write, say, an essay, right?
Yeah.
Someone else writes an essay for you, and your task is to fill in the blanks of that essay.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking difficult.
And you're trying to fill in the blanks in your teacher's code, so you kind of have to match. Like you might code in a completely different way, but you have to match the way you code to kind of like how your lecturer codes.
Okay.
Because it has to obviously follow that same line.
Can you give us a little breakdown on how like you actually code? Like, obviously it seems pretty basic to you, but what do you mean by like you got to code it? Like, is that just like you write like fucking 1, 2, 3 sort of thing?
That's the gist of it, bro.
So with coding, it's like
I think that's pretty much right. 1, 2, 3, numbers, letters, and then stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean 1, 2, 3 numbers, letters. So think of code as when I say languages, it's a way of communicating to you know what a processor is in your computer, right?
Yep.
It's like the little chip that is like the brain of your computer. So when you write code, each line that you write essentially is called like it gets sent to your processor, and then your processor understands what that does, and it's like okay. And so when I code, or when anyone else codes, when I say like when you go down in a line, it does one line at a time, and then blah yada yada yada. But so with this assignment that we did, there was 7 of us, and we were all just like, what the fuck? So we were given and this is while balancing 3 other papers at the same time. So we're all stressing.
That's the worst part about it.
Stressing like crazy about 3 other papers, which have these massive assignments due. And then I started that assignment on a Monday, the week before the Friday it was due. I probably spent 30 hours on that assignment.
So, mate, this is where the time management a week earlier comes in fucking...
30 hours I spent on that assignment. Do you know
Isn't
do you want to know
handy.
how much the assignment was worth?
Oh, can I have a guess?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how your papers work, but I'm going to go and say like 70%, 80%.
70%?
Yeah.
It was worth 5% of my final grade.
Oh, fuck that.
What? And you
Fuck
spent
that.
30 hours
It was
on
about
it?
30 hours I spent doing that assignment.
That is not smart.
5%. That's computer science for you, man.
That is not smart,
all
bro.
computer science exams are either 60 to 70%. Your final
Okay,
exam.
so say for instance you're just like, you know what, fuck this assessment. It didn't mean shit, really. Did it mean
if I
shit?
didn't do that assignment, I lose. If I
5%.
got everything else right and I didn't do that assignment, I'd still get an A+.
Yeah, but you'd have to get everything.
Given that I
Yeah.
get everything else in the paper 100%.
Holy shit.
So, I'll
Fuck.
actually tell you another thing which is really stupid
Fuck
about
that.
computer science. You have to pass your practical and theory grade. I don't know if you have that in yours, but
No.
I
So
think
you-
Auckland Uni did have that for
Business?
like non-business. So I remember when
Okay.
Ben was studying at I don't know what he was doing actually, but they had like practical lessons and then they would have like theory lessons. I'm pretty sure like you had to pass your practical.
it makes you work hard. But oh man, So one of my other friends got like fucked over last semester. So the same paper, we had I don't know. I think we had 25% worth of assignments. So there were 5 assignments all worth 5%. And so he eventually got, I think, just under the passing grade for the theory. Sorry, the practical. So he got, I think, whatever half of 25 is, 12.5. He got just under that. And then he did the exam where he spoke to the lecturer. He was like, is there any point in me showing up to the exam? Because I could put all this work into another paper. Because if I study for this exam, show up, I'd pass the exam, and I don't pass the paper, what's the point? Lecturer goes like, oh, you may as well go to the exam. Like, we're not sure. It could change. Like, the thing could change. Did the exam, got, I don't know, I think he got like 70, 75% overall in the theory grade.
B plus. On the theory part.
Yeah, failed the paper. So he got more than 50% overall in the paper. I think he got, he would have been around like 60, 65%.
Yeah.
So he got 65% of the paper right, but he still failed.
That's fucking
Damn.
dumb.
But
That's
in the
rough.
States, it's 70% to pass. So you need
Yeah.
a 70 to pass the paper or something.
I don't know
like
exactly what it was. Like, there was no talk of failure, really. But I think the reason is that it's, like, genuinely quite easy.
that. Yeah, I
Much
can
easier.
understand like some. I mean, they're probably not over there doing 30-hour assignments with 5%.
I'll tell you the difference.
Not for
It's that
business.
at Auckland, right, we don't have attendance.
Yeah, I had attendance in Canada. I had
Yeah.
attendance in AUT.
And, dude, honestly, like,
You get grades over there for attendance, don't you?
Bro, you get
Yeah,
5% for 10.
no, if you don't turn up to class, you'll fail the paper.
Yeah.
You'll straight up fail the paper if you don't turn up to
I think it's
class.
like you can miss. I think it's up to 2 lessons.
Yeah, you can miss like a
They give
couple.
like leeway
but,
if you're sick or some shit.
but that's honestly that's a lot better way to do it. Because
It's an
like
easy 5%, bro.
what's an easy 5%, but also you're at every class, and coupled with the fact that there's also points for contribution as well, which means
I
that
had that
you have
too.
to like talk with the lecturer.
Oh, I had that.
But
too.
it
That's
actually
so
makes
shit,
sense
though.
because the lecturer in the States, we had really good lecturers at our university. They were all like industry experts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like the fact that you were meeting with this guy 2 or 3 times a week and he was an industry expert. You had to be there and you were discussing stuff. You just learned so much more from that.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yep.
But then at the same time, they also wanted to look good. And so they'd set like really easy assignments. Like I had take home assignments worth like 30%. I had a take home multi-choice worth 30%.
Bro, you could just cheat.
Exactly. Well, the funny thing was that it said, the funny thing was I didn't study for
Just
it.
Google that shit. Just go to your friends and be like, what do you think? What'd you get for this?
No, yeah, exactly.
What you circled it the same as me? What are you doing?
Did you cheat as well?
No,
Yeah.
man, that circle's too similar to mine, dude. Rub that out. Do like a square.
Dude, so I opened this test, right? Assuming that I can use my notes and my books. I'm sitting in my dorm I'm sitting in my dorm. No one's in my room. Like, obviously, sitting by myself to take the test. Open the thing. It's like, do not use notes or the internet for this assignment.
Okay. If you say so.
Okay.
Just.
I was skeptical. I was like, okay, maybe they can tell what sites you're looking at, you know, or if you tab in and out, maybe they have their technology.
No, if you use your phone.
But if you have your phone, if you're looking at your textbook, like,
They're never
there's
gonna know
no
if
way.
you open your textbook.
No, so that was ridiculous. But at the same time, the fact that the learning was so good, genuinely,
You probably
I
didn't
actually
need-
learned. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
So it's weird how it works, but I definitely
But at the end of
Learns
the
a
day,
lot.
when you're in a job, they're not gonna say to you, "Hey, you can't look anything up. You got to know this."
true.
That was the
So-
first thing the dude said when I did that online coding interview that I did. He was like, "Oh, how are you doing today?" and stuff. Like, we're gonna run through a couple of coding questions. Feel free to use the internet to like Google anything. Just let me know because we all do
Right.
that anyway.
Yeah.
But the one thing
And
they
that
don't
guy was
want
from
you.
Silicon Valley.
Wow.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. So
The one thing they don't want to see you googling is how to code.
yeah,
Sit down. How
I had
do
to tell him
code?
every time I was gonna Google something.
But I
Okay.
I don't like the whole like
What language is that?
like the participating, like, you know, contributing to the class. Like, I don't see how that is grade worthy, because at the end of the day,
It's
right,
flawed. It's flawed. Yeah.
like for me, like, I didn't really like if I had a question, I'd ask a question,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to fucking put my hand up and be like, that answer is 100.
Yeah.
Like, that's the answer.
Precisely,
you know?
Jimmy.
You know, like I
You're
don't,
bang
I
on the
didn't
money,
feel the
dude.
need to like give answers or like ask a question if I didn't have a legit question or I, you know, didn't understand anything. So it's like I got grades, but I got lower grades when I was in like Canada because I didn't participate in classes. But it's like I
Yeah.
turned up to every class.
Yeah. See,
But I
there's
just didn't
2
participate.
marks.
I
Yeah.
didn't give a shit about like raising my hand and trying to be a good little boy and like giving an answer. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really agree with that like grade.
You also get a lot of time wasters. Just people putting their hands up
Yeah.
just because they need the marks.
Asking dumb questions too.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
Well,
Chads.
it's just so
Anyone.
stupid,
Chads,
man.
nerds.
Excuse me, sir. When's this due?
You got
it's
a
due
lot of
next
that.
Thursday, and then Chad just fucking.
I've straight up had a dude
Yeah.
in one of my
Part.
finance classes, and one of my mates can totally fucking like clarify this. He was so frustrating. He would just sit in like the middle front of the fucking
Ah,
class,
those guys.
and like every 5 minutes, it's every 5 hand up, man. And I'm just sitting there. At one point in one class, I was in the shit mood, and he just kept putting his hand up. And I remember just sitting there and being like, "Dude, put your fucking hand down. Like, no one cares about your fucking answer. No one cares about your opinion. No one gives a fuck about your question. Everyone wants to just listen to what the lecturer has to say, write their notes down, and then go on with their day. Like,
could
no
do
one
it.
cares."
We could do a whole podcast on like university experiences
Oh.
and stuff, man. We should do that sometime. but
I found
Yeah, for
university.
sure.
I've had that in my class. Like, people just.
Yeah. Well, the thing with me is like, I don't like when I was in Canada, like you self taught, and there was good lecturers. Like, obviously you're gonna get good lecturers, and you're gonna get shit lecturers. That's just how it is. Like, even if they're the smartest fucking cookie in the cookie jar,
Yeah.
if they're not good teachers, they're shit lecturers. Like, you
that's
know,
true.
you got to be able to teach. You got to be able to communicate with people in the way they listen and learn, right? But for me, it's like I spent, I reckon, 3/4 of my university time, like self-teaching, literally going through and being
No,
like,
I-
okay,
I
you
do
taught
the
me
same.
this, and you gave me like a brief understanding of how it is, but honestly, like I taught myself these fucking
Oh,
answers.
that's the case with a lot of university, especially
trial
with,
and error.
yeah,
like,
especially with readings. Do
It's
you
like-
guys get readings?
yeah, I had that in my
You
first
don't
year.
get readings. Damn, what a lucky
I
guy,
had readings.
dude. You'd
Well, we
get
have
like
readings, but it's I don't know.
nah. See, we'd get like every week like 4 or 5 30-page readings.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You had to read them before class.
I had that in Canada 100%, man. If I
Yeah.
didn't read those papers, you were a week behind.
Exactly, and that's like
You were a week behind.
That was optional for us. They
But
had
it-
a textbook which you could reference, which the lecturer followed.
That's New Zealand.
So
New Zealand, you
Yeah.
didn't need to read the textbooks
Yeah.
because you go to the lecture and they'd put the whole fucking chapter up on the screen, so you just didn't need to do shit. But the thing
Yeah.
was, when I was in Canada, it's like if you didn't read, you didn't know what was going on. So they would just go straight to
yeah.
so for instance, unethical, things in business. If you didn't read that chapter, they would start asking you
You
questions.
would be behind,
and
yeah.
you'd be like, what the fuck is this shit?
And you couldn't contribute to class as well.
Yeah.
Or if you did, you'd just wait for a
yeah.
bloody easy question.
Yeah, I had that one
you'd
week
put
in
your hand
Canada,
up.
man. I was traveling heaps during that week, and when I went to the class on the Friday, like the previous week, I was traveling. So when I went to that class on the Friday, I didn't do any of my readings.
Yeah.
I just remember sitting there and being like,
I can't read.
I have no clue what was going
Yeah.
on. Like, I had no fucking idea what they were talking about because I hadn't read the chapter or the chapters. I was just like, what the fuck?
But that's where I'd prefer if they taught that to you in class in a better way.
Yeah.
It feels almost lazy just giving kids like
But also shows
like
that
40
you're
pages
onto
to
it and
read.
you're willing to like you're
Commit to the
willing to
class.
commit to read, like, even if you don't fully understand what's going on, it's like at least you've taken the initiative to go out and at least, because even if like I read the chapter, there's a few times I read the chapter and I was like, I don't really fucking, like, I finished the chapter and I was like, I don't really know what the fuck happened. But then when they start talking about it in class, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
It does help.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm picking that
definitely
up.
helps.
You know, I'm picking
Yeah.
up what you're saying. So I like,
It's funny how memory works like that. Eh?
yeah. Yeah, I know, man. It's weird. It's
Memory.
fucked. I got a shit memory. I got a good physical memory, but my like normal memory is just terrible. It's fucking shit.
we can talk about that later
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. Or do we want to dive into this new segment?
Yeah,
that
let's
we
do
got
the
going?
segment. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Do you want to start with my two truths and lies since you guys?
Well, we'll tell people what it is.
oh, you
so,
want to
I
explain
mean,
it?
We haven't said it yet.
Everyone's kind of familiar with truths and lies. So we have, it's like a common game. You have two truths and you have one lie.
Yes.
So our job, are we gonna like do it? Let me and you collaborate to try and guess which his are, or
Fuck the collaborating. You gotta guess.
We
Well,
can
you're gonna go
we
to
can
normal.
discuss
we can
it,
discuss?
but we can obviously pick different answers.
Okay, yeah. So we have to pick the lie and two truths. We
You-
kind of be like,
you
oh,
gotta
those
pick-
are both true, and then that's a lie.
A definite lie and a definite truth.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's how we're
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to.
Exactly. So 2 points if you get the lie right, because obviously the truth will be right. 1 point if you get the lie wrong, but you pick the definite truth, and 0 points if you say something true is the lie, and if you say a thing that's definite truth turns out to be the lie, that's 0 points.
Okay.
So that's a way just for us to get different scores.
Okay.
We
cool.
can kind of explain it as it is somewhat confusing.
Yeah.
It's not really, but practical sense might be. So do you
Yeah.
want me to start with my two?
You fire
go
away,
for it,
buddy.
bro. And
Fire
Liam,
away.
why don't you think of some while he's doing
I've
it?
got mine. I've got
So
mine.
in no
Don't worry.
order.
Since you had all week and you didn't think of any.
All right, ready? I was face of factory when I was 16. I once got so high from smoking weed that I couldn't order from McDonald's at 2 a.m. I won the 2016 Sugihara Cup without losing a point.
Without losing a point. What was the first one you
Also,
said?
quick question before I repeat the question. The statement. Do I have to have one of my truths be like 100% truth, or can you just pick anything that is a 100% truth?
What do you mean?
Well, it's like, for instance, so you can any one of the truths you can just say like,
If you
I'm picking that one as 100%.
Two have to be true, and then one.
Okay.
as-
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So my first one was I was face of factory when I was 16.
you don't have to pick.
Face of factory.
Clothing store.
You were the face of them.
Face of factory.
I actually think I know. I think you've told me some of these.
Because you did do modeling. I
So-
remember when you had modeling pictures. Damn.
So
really
I'm
wanna
gonna let
say-
you go first.
I
'cause
really want to say the fucking McDonald's one is 100% true. I can see that happening, bro.
Okay, do you want to go first? Because I have a feeling that I might be fuzzy on the details, but I do think you've told me both of the things before.
I think the 2016 one is a lie. The 2016
Sugihara
cup.
Cup.
so you're gonna lock that in.
So you're going that as your positive.
That's
false,
my
or
positive lie. And then
Okay.
the definite truth is the McDonald's.
Okay. And Josh.
Okay, I'm gonna do a similar thing. I'm gonna say the lie was the Sugihara Cup.
Sugihara Cup. Yep. You should better say that. You're
And-
Japanese, man.
True. That's a truth.
You're saying that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Okay.
Sorry. And I'm gonna say the definite truth is the modeling, because I do remember that
So-
you did it.
Your lies were both wrong. My lie was actually the high one. I didn't smoke weed. I took an edible.
Oh, because you don't smoke weed.
I
That's
took
right.
an edible. And the
technicality.
Sugihara Cup was correct. I went through the whole tournament, won the tournament without losing a point. And I was face to factory when I was 16.
So I get a point.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I knew I'd catch you out on the
Technicality.
So what did you say? You said you smoked.
I said I smoked weed, and I didn't smoke weed. I took an edible.
Yeah.
That specific?
I mean,
It's like
No, it's truth and a lie.
technically, yes.
And I knew that would put you off because I've told Josh this story before.
That's actually why I didn't pick it as my definite, because I was
and I was
fuzzy
like,
on the
shit,
details.
if I say edible, he's gonna know that it's true.
Okay, but I think the rule should be no technicalities like that.
Yeah.
Because you could have said, like, I did that in Burger King when I was at McDonald's.
Yeah, but I've told you the story. You would know.
But you
I
could have
know.
said 3 a.m. and that's still
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go on time, but smoking and taking edible is completely different.
Yep.
It's a different effect.
Okay.
Fair enough.
No,
You wanna-
that's fair.
Half a point because of my.
No, that's fair. Liam has 0 points, and I have 1 point.
All right, Josh, here we go.
Okay,
Or Liam, whoever wants to go.
You go,
first.
bro.
I've got a lot of them actually
gonna
because
say
I was just
Mark, bro.
brainstorming.
Wait, do I get any points for? Like,
No, you get points for guessing.
I say only points for guessing.
Maybe we
Okay.
can figure that out if there's a
Yeah,
tie.
I still don't
Yeah.
even understand how the points work. I'm honest.
Yeah. I'm
All
just
I know is
thinking
that
if you were if
in
I'm
my
the
head,
one
I'm winning
giving-
right now.
I should get a point for you guys not getting the lies.
I don't know.
We'll figure
Okay,
it out.
here we go.
No points.
That's right.
But
You're
they
on.
suck.
You're by the way, you're on 6, and we're both on 4.
Okay.
So he's on 5, 6, 4 so far.
Oh, so this is like a universal scoring system, I think.
Well, because at the end of it, we got to do that.
Oh, I thought it was just for beer.
No, this is for the points tally.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn, I better try harder then.
You wouldn't try? Don't lie.
Can we start again? Start again. I wasn't ready.
Okay, here it
Start
comes.
the podcast
Here it
again.
comes. Okay, I've never been on a motorcycle.
Is that it?
Does that count? Does that count a moped?
No, that doesn't.
Here we go.
It is, okay, here's the next one.
Is that a bicycle with a rocket on it?
I've never eaten an oyster. And I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
Oh shit!
What?
I see. I want to say the Pulp Fiction's a lie, but knowing Josh, he would have watched something like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
That's what he
I
wants you to
probably
say.
would have.
I think the definite lie. I've never ridden a motorcycle. Is that what you're saying? Never
That's
ridden
one of them. Yep. The second one was I've never eaten an oyster, and the third one was I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
He's definitely eating an oyster, bro.
Yeah.
Family's too upper class to not feed him an oyster. You can't live in a house like that and not have a fucking oyster.
Shit. That's a good makeup on the spot. I'll give you that.
I actually was thinking about them during the week. I just forgot them. But
I've never had an oyster. I think the Pulp Fiction. I'm gonna go with my definite lie is I've never ridden a motorcycle. I think it's a definite lie.
okay.
And then my definite truth.
See, now I'm confused. It's
I've
like
never had an oyster.
I'm saying truth to like I haven't.
I'm gonna go oyster as your definite truth.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go definite truth as you've actually never had an oyster.
I'm gonna say your lie is that you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, and that your
Okay.
truth is that you haven't ridden a motorcycle before.
All right. Are you guys happy with those final answers?
I'm happy with those final answers, mate.
All right. So I can reveal that my lie was in fact that I've never ridden a motorcycle.
That's 3 points or 2 points.
There's 2 points.
Yeah, boy.
Liam scored 0 again. I've never seen Pulp Fiction, and I don't like shellfish, and oysters look like the grossest shellfish of them all.
Wait, you haven't seen Pulp Fiction?
Never seen it.
I was honestly like, shit, I don't know if you've seen it. And I was like,
yeah, it's a close one because
I
I
don't
do
know.
like that
because you
genre.
do like that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you watch obviously like Mike Nolan's show and all that sort of like stuff. And it's, you know, it's not the same, but it's like that bullshit
Similar.
sort of
Yeah.
theory. So
But no, you did well. You did
about
well.
like motorcycle, I was like, I could believe you never actually riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, never been on one.
Yeah.
Have been on a moped. though.
I knew you-
Story
I-
for
yeah.
another time.
See,
That was very funny.
that's why I questioned it straight away
Yeah.
because I was like, "Are you considering that?" Because
Yeah.
I know for a fact you've been on a fucking moped. I've seen you.
You've seen me crash someone's moped.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Mitch has 2 points. I have
So what's
1,
that? I'm on 6. I'm on 6, and 4.
6.
When you got 1.5.
You're on 2.
Well, in total points.
And
In total points, I'm on 6.
I've secured absolutely nothing from this.
So 6 and 6, and you're on 5 so far. On our point tally overall from the bear segment as well.
Oh no, the way we're scoring it is first, second, and third.
Yeah, but you got to add up all the points.
So at the end of the day, you have a winner. So we tied the bear segment. So Liam came first. He has 1 point. We tied for second, so we got
is that
2
how we're
points.
doing it?
Yeah,
Okay,
so it's
sweet.
the
Alright,
end
sweet,
result.
sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Alright, fair enough.
All right, my
So I'm on 3.
one's here.
Today you're on 2
3.
points.
3.
I got 1 point. You got
Oh, I don't
both
get
mine
points
right.
for my own ones, do I?
Yeah.
Alright, sweet.
Okay. My ones are, I broke my arm jumping off a fence at tennis. I used to eat cicada shells when I was a kid,
Okay, I can believe that.
and I used to watch One Direction vlogs religiously.
Oh, see, I can believe that.
Oh shit!
Dude, these are actually a lot harder than I was thinking, man.
Those are some good ones for coming up on the spot.
I did get 2 of those before we started.
See, he has presented 2 possibly embarrassing ones.
I think the cicada.
Really?
I think the cicada shells one is true. I reckon people did that shit. I reckon you did that shit. Not that I've done it.
What did they taste like?
Okay.
Yeah. Chicken.
Crunchy?
Like chicken.
Can't remember, bro.
Can't remember because you didn't do it.
Maybe not.
One Direction. I can't see you watching One Direction, to be honest. I just can't see you watching that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
From someone who listens to Travis Scott like he's Jesus, I can't imagine you listening to One Direction
But
and watching vlogs.
One Direction. When was One Direction? How many years ago did they come out?
I don't know. I still can't imagine Liam fucking watching their vlogs.
Because I've known them for like
But I could see
4
watching
years.
vlogs. What was the first one? You've
The
never. What was your first statement?
First one was I jumped off a fence and broke my arm at tennis.
See, that's really believable,
I
but
don't think
he
that
could be. That could be a spanner. It could be the 2 other ones are the truths. That's a lie. So.
I'm gonna go your definite truth.
This is a hard one.
It's a difficult one. I'm gonna go your definite truth will be. Fuck, I don't know. I'm gonna different truth is you broke your arm jumping off the fence,
Okay.
and then your definite lie, I'm gonna go as One Direction vlogs.
Okay. What about you?
I'm gonna say that you pulled the old switcheroo, and that your definite lie was that you broke your arm,
Okay.
and that your definite truth was that you used to eat cicada shells.
Okay. Well, One Direction were pretty good in Britain's Got Talent, mate.
You watch their vlogs.
I used to love the bloody staircase vlogs, mate.
hey.
Oh my god.
I love those staircase vlogs, man.
Oh no.
All 5 of them would sit on the staircase and do their little vlogs.
I couldn't
for all their
imagine you
performances.
watching that shit.
I watched
honestly.
those heaps, man.
I thought that could be true.
Okay, and your definite.
And I've never broken a bone in my life.
So I got everything wrong. I got both. Fuck me.
Wait, no, I got that.
You got that right.
Did I? Yeah, I got it right. I got it right. Yes.
And I used to eat cicada shells. I used to like walk outside. You know how they
See, I
like
believe
stick
that
under
one,
the wood?
but
They stick under the
wasn't
wood.
sure- See, the
They'd
thing
stick under
is,
the wood. You pull them off, and you just fucking. I don't know.
For some reason, I could see you possibly doing both of those when you were younger.
See, I believe this. I don't know why I didn't say cicada. So we both believe cicada shells, but we didn't fucking say it as an.
I said that was. Did I say?
He said that
I
was
said that was the
definite
truth.
truth.
cicadas.
Yeah.
Cicadas.
Oh, did you? Oh, right. See, I thought you did it, but I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know why I said the different truth was the
Wow.
fucking broken arm.
So
Well,
I
I.
could see you
anyway.
breaking off a fence, jumping off a fence anyway.
I actually so well that I actually thought of that before. So you use like I've been on the top of a fence and fallen down, but I cut my leg open. I actually have like the scar there.
Right.
but I didn't break my arm.
Good
See, you
misdirection.
did the
Never
same
broken
thing as
one.
what I did, the smoking weed. See, I was gonna give you half a point, so fuck your half point now.
Fuck my half
Nah,
point.
I'm not
I
letting you
wasn't gonna
guys.
win anyway.
Not letting you guys give each other half
I
points.
wasn't gonna win anyway.
Yeah.
So I believe that you scored 2. First round, I scored 1. You scored 0. Second round, you scored 2. It was my round. You scored 0. So you're on 2 points.
And you're
I'm on
3.
1.
What time?
Final round, I got 2. You got 0. So
You won.
I won, baby.
You win, young fella. You win.
Yeah. All right. Good
It's
segment.
God damn it. All right.
Well,
I think
there's
that-
only 2 winners in this room now. You still need to win your next segment.
Have
mate.
not won a segment.
You didn't even get a fucking point. You're a loser, mate.
I know. Still tricked you, mate. I still got you with that One Direction.
Ah.
What was your pen?
All right, fair enough.
Let's keep a tally of the scores.
Okay,
Well,
we're at 1 hour and 20 minutes now.
I don't think I have much to talk about.
Not much else to talk about, Josh.
I'm good as well.
Okay, I guess we should chuck in some reminders.
Well,
there
yeah.
are timestamps in the description.
Yeah,
If
sure
you
are.
want to, I'll probably add it at the start. I'll add like a little thing at the start, but you can open the description and slide through the video. There should be timestamps there every
Yep.
time.
Yep.
We got the video on obviously this time, so we're back again. We'll probably keep that consistent. We'll probably change. I don't know. We might go to Josh's house. or
There'll be
Mitch's
different
house, so-
locations. We're switching
Yeah.
between people's houses just
Yeah.
because it's easier.
Mm.
But
And we're actually recording earlier this time, so we usually do it Sundays, but we're here
yeah, gonna get some proper light.
on a Saturday this time. And yeah, the old give us a recommendation.
Yeah.
Tell us something you
Tell
want
us
to
what
hear
you
from
want.
us.
Yeah.
What should we do for the next podcast? I feel like we
Well,
should
next week
do
you-
something which we haven't done yet.
you're here next weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm here next week.
I think we gotta get Goose on at some point, bro.
I think we do need to get a guest on eventually.
We gotta get Goose on.
I would
Mm.
love to get
Yes.
someone else on.
I might
'cause-
if we do it at my place. I can
Use your brother's
try
mic.
suss my brother's if he's not playing games and shit.
Okay.
I can probably suss my brother's mic.
Okay.
Okay.
If not, this microphone here picks up quite a bit, so I can always just like do that, and then
Yeah.
like
Even
someone else can
mission,
just use it in
though.
the middle.
Like having to continually fucking switch between.
Yeah.
Well, if I have it like here, you can still hear me. But
Yeah, I
it's-
know, but
Yeah,
I will figure it out. We'll
We,
figure it
we
out.
can get it to work.
yeah. But
just give us recommendations on what you want us to talk about.
yeah. You got anything else you want to talk about,
Cover
Josh?
pretty much.
We can talk about like moped story and
Yeah,
some
that's a
other
great
stories.
story. It's a funny
And
story.
I'd be keen to do the dictionary segment.
Okay.
So we open to a random page in the dictionary. You either read out a word from that page or you make up a word from the page. And
From the
then-
page or the
From the page you
From
go
the
onto.
page.
how are we gonna know if that word?
So you
is
read the
legit,
top
No, that's the
word.
thing.
No, I mean, as in how are we gonna like if you just pick a page? How do I know? How do we know that you're a legit gonna be saying that legit word? If you know what I
Because
mean.
it's on the page.
Yeah, but there's also like fucking 30 words on that page.
Do you say the word that's on the page,
or
or
make
you
up
don't?
one.
You make up the word, right?
Yeah, but how do
Yeah.
I know?
It's either going to
word
be
you're
on
gonna
there or it's not.
What? So we gotta guess out of the fucking 30 words that are on that page.
if it's a
one of
real
them
word,
correct.
if it's a real word or not.
No. So you pick. It's basically you don't have to pick one of the 30. So someone says the word like say, rhombus.
Yeah.
That's just going to be on the page. You just flick to the page to pick a word from that page. You don't have to guess out of the 30. And you either guess if rhombus is a true word or if it's not.
Or if it's made up.
So you can go onto that page and then just make up any bullshit word.
So we're gonna need to learn our alphabet first because we're gonna need to know if it's near the back of the page or near the
Hey.
front of the book.
But you'll probably end up picking a word that's probably if you go to a page which has R's on it.
Unless
Yeah,
you're
if it's-
alright.
If it's like if it's
work.
R-rated.
You're on like the back of the book, Elvis.
Yeah.
Mate.
Z Dog.
All right, song of the week, guys.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Almost forgot.
Song of the week. All right.
I got mine right here.
My song of the week is "Going at It," Chris Brown.
Nice.
Going at it, Chris Brown.
Bloody punching.
Is that a recent?
That's a smashing song.
Smash it, that one. I love that one.
Beautiful.
Truly
It's a
knockout
1-2
hit.
hit. It's a 1-2 hit right there.
Mm-mm.
All right. What do you got?
For me, I have a weird song. So.
Something other than Tame Impala would be
Oh,
great.
yeah, no, don't worry. I'll change it up this week. So I'm going with old Elon Musk's girlfriend this week.
Oh, yeah?
Song called So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth by Grimes.
That's a fucking name and a half. Jesus.
Oh,
That's the name of the song. Yeah.
never heard of
It's
that
from
one.
Grimes.
Good new music. Always like
Grimes,
new music.
Grimes is the chick who dates Elon Musk.
Should we also put our songs of the week in the description? Like every
They are,
time?
yeah, they're there.
Are they every
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, and I have a jazz one. That's very good.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to save it for the jazz podcast that we do because I'm not in the mood for it. So instead, I'll go Midnight in Harlem by Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Tedeschi what band?
Tedeschi Trucks.
Tedeschi Truck Band.
Yep. Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks. They're two musicians. They joined a band together. They
Trucks.
produced a beautiful song.
Well, as we do on this podcast, we always listen to our songs of the week after every podcast.
We do, yeah.
We'll be
do
checking
that.
in on them.
So,
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this week's
Yeah,
How Good podcast.
absolutely.
How good.
Thank you very much.
and thank you to the people who have made it this far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
for
ones.
sure.
These are
Been
real
good.
ones.
Keep it real.
Peace in the Middle East.